Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Umla. Welcome back to our MS Unit 2, last topic of important sessions, Unit 2. So here, so in the earlier class, we discussed these all things, right? So in this session, we will end up this our total Unit 2 with the importance of materials management purchase process, right? Already we discussed these all things. So in the earlier class, we discussed modern techniques of inventory methods, JIT, simply immediate material receiving or immediate arrangement of materials for continuous production and reduce the wastages. And coming to the next thing is MRP, material requirement planning. So means how much plan for how much materials we need to require. And coming to the next thing, vendor rating. Vendor rating means supplier selection. Already just I told you in the previous class. So here we have 5 categories: quality, quantity, price, credit facility availability, time. So these are the 5 categories, and based upon these 5 factors, we can rate them suppliers. That is called as here vendor rating. Vendor means supplier. So rating based upon these 5 things. Already we discussed. Next, value analysis. Analysis means here checking. Value means the product value, product quality checking here. Next, supply chain management means supplier to customer. Movement of raw materials to converted into finished goods, and finished goods sent to the customers. So suppliers to customers. Movement of materials from supplier to customers. So between these all things, we consider it as links in a chain. That is called as supply chain management. So here, supplier to manufacturer, manufacturer to distributor, distributor to dealer, dealer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to the customers, retailer to the customers. So this is the chain link. So these are the modern methods. Already we discussed these materials functions. Material planning, purchasing, receiving and inspection of warehousing, transportation, inventory control, material handling, disposal of scrap. These are the few things. So today's session, we discussed about the importance of materials management and purchase process. Purchase process. Okay. So coming to this thing, what is the major benefits we have from materials management? What are the major advantages? What are the major importance from our materials management? So here, look at this one by one point. The materials cost content of total cost is kept at a reasonable level. So planning of materials in advance and maintain materials in a proper way, it will lead to having the stock levels in a reasonable levels, and the price levels also we will have in a reasonable levels. So kept materials and availability of prices in a reasonable basis, not over or not less, right? So our stock levels also not heavy and not low. So as per customer demands and as per company rules and regulations, we will maintain at a reasonable level. Next, coming to the point, scientific purchasing helps in acquiring materials at a reasonable price also. Just already I told you, reasonable level, stock level, reasonable prices. These are the both major benefits from materials management. Next, proper storing of materials also helps in reducing their wastages. So the third benefit is reducing reducing the wastages. These factors helps in controlling the cost, content of production. This is the fourth thing. So controlling of cost, this is the fourth benefit. Reasonable level, stock levels, reasonable prices, reduce the wastages, and controlling the cost of materials. Next, coming to the cost of indirect materials kept under check. Sometimes the cost of indirect materials also increase total cost of production because there is no proper control over such materials. So there is no proper control over such materials. So here we need to, from materials management, we need to maintain properly. So we have the control upon our materials. So this is another benefit. Next one, the equipment is properly utilized. The equipments are properly utilized. Not only the equipments, and properly utilize the resources also. Resources means here funds, men, money, material, methods, and machinery. Men, materials, machinery, methods, and materials. These are the funds. Not only using equipments, not only proper utilization of the equipments, but also utilizing the funds also, resources of the company. So if look at this point, the equipment is properly utilized because there is no breakdown due to late supply of materials. So there is no breakdowns. No breakdowns means stop the productions due to lack of late supply of materials. If material is there, then our production will continue. If material is late or not availability of materials in our godown, then our production will be stopped. So the benefit is here in materials management. So we maintain the materials in the godown in every situation, in every day. So it will lead to continuation of the production. So proper materials management, it will lead to continuation of production, not the stoppage of production, right? That is the point here. Due to this, we can utilize our machineries in a continuous manner. Next, coming to the loss of direct labor is avoided due to lack of materials, due to not availability of materials in our godown. It is purely a drawback because it will lead to stoppage of production. If not availability of products, not availability of raw materials in the godown, it will lead to stoppage of production and excessive loss, and we should pay the labor charges also, labor wages also, if they are not put their efforts. But we need to pay some charges to some wages to the labor also, right? So it is another benefit. So arranging or maintenance of materials management, so we can avoid the loss of direct labor, direct wages avoided, right? Next, the wastage of materials at the stage of storage as well as their movement is kept under control. So our movement and material wastages are under control. Wastages of materials is under control, right? Next point, the supply of materials is prompt and late delivery instance or only few. So supply of materials is prompt, accurately, timely delivery of materials from the suppliers. So it is a benefit from materials management to continuous production, right? Next, the investment on materials are kept under control as under overstocking is avoided. Overstocking or overflow of materials heavy, huge materials kept in our godown. It will lead to heavy investment, heavy cost related, right? So here, another benefit is proper materials management is that investment on materials is in under control. Next, the stores and the different stages of manufacturers are avoided. So different stages of processing of materials, different stages of conversion processes are avoided. So here in this slide, reasonable level of stock materials maintain, reasonable prices, reduce the wastages. Next, cost is under control, cost of production is in our control. Next, equipments are utilized, not only equipments and our resources are utilized. And next, the labor cost is also avoided. Next, the wastages are in our control. Next, supply of material leads to continuous of production. And next thing, investment of materials is in our under control. Next, number of processes are avoided. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Direct cost of labor in our control. 6. And this point we have wastage in our control. 7. Continuation production 8. Investment 9. And 10th point is that reducing the different processes of manufacturing, right? On another slide, we have importance or benefits. Low price of materials and equipments, we can avail that. So availability of materials within a low price in a proper materials management we have, and low price and proper maintenance of equipments also. Just to earlier slide we discussed faster inventory turnover. So faster production we will get. So here faster inventory turnover means here we can have the productivity also. Productivity means produce more with minimum cost. Please listen carefully. Produce more with minimum cost is called as productivity. So another benefit from materials management is here we can get productivity or faster inventory turnover, continuity of supply from the supplier. So continuity of supply means here continuity of arrangement of materials from the suppliers. So it will lead to continuous production. Next, reduce the lead time also. Already in this previous EOQ and inventory graphs, we discussed this point. Lead time. Lead time means a time between a movement of a product from supplier point to manufacturing point. So supplier point to manufacturing point, material flows time is called here lead time. So time between the movement of materials from supplier point to manufacturing point, that is called as the lead time. So proper materials management lead time will also be reduced. Reduce transportation cost also, and less duplication of efforts. Our efforts will be reduced. Already in this last point we discussed here, manufacturing. So the manufacturing process will reduced. So that's why the labor efforts will reduced. Next, elimination of bulk processing, bulk passing, elimination of bulk passings, reduce material obsolescence. If any obsolescence is there, immediately we can overcome this equipment obsolescence, right? Next, improved supplier relation and better records and information, improved supplier relations, and maintain proper better records is the major benefit from our materials management, right? So better relationship means here, so we are the manufacturers and we need materials. So that materials will send by the suppliers. So here, a manufacturer and the supplier, a proper maintenance and having good relation between these two persons, it will lead to continuation of the products. And we have proper records. With the help of these proper records, we have accurate information. We have the accurate information about our materials and our production, right? And next thing, better interdepartmental cooperation and personal development. So interdepartmental cooperations. So here interdepartmental means we have the four departments: finance, HR, marketing, production. Finance, HR, marketing, production. These are the four departments. So here interdepartmental cooperation means cooperation between these departments. Finance cooperate with HR, and these two departments cooperate with production, and these three departments are cooperating with the production department, marketing department. So finance, HR, marketing, production, these are the four departments of the organization. It's cooperation and coordination between these all departments. So that is here interdependent and interdepartmental cooperations and coordinations. And next, another benefits from importance of materials management, or another benefits from materials management is that it helps to minimization of losses of obsolescence, minimization losses by the obsolescence. Next, the damaged goods, damage of finished goods or damaged materials. We can avoid these losses from these two: damaged materials or damaged goods, obsolescence. So from these two, we can avoid the losses. It is another benefit from materials management. And next, it helps to protect against thefts and wastages. So proper material management will help to protect from the thefts and frauds also and wastages also. Right? It helps to managers to decision making, and accurate decision making is one of the best benefit from materials, proper maintenance of materials, right? To minimize capital investment of inventory, to minimize the investment in our materials. And next, to minimize the cost of materials of purchasing, cost of materials will reduce. So investment reduced, cost of materials reduced when purchasing. Next, to increase storage capacities, go down warehousing capacities, to maintain reasonable stock of materials. So material levels we will maintain properly, and to facilitate regularly and timely to supply customers, to facilitate regular and timely supply to the customer. So proper materials management, we can avail the materials, and if we have the materials, then conversion processes is running based upon proper processing is there, and we can deliver the products in time to the customers. So this is the another benefit from materials management. So we have 3 slides. So these are all n number of materials, n number of benefits from materials management, right? Now coming to purchase process. So purchase process. First, look at this diagram. First of all, purchase procedure means purchasing of materials from the suppliers to our production continuous. So in-time delivery to the customers and continuous of production. So we need to arrange the materials. So based upon that arrangement, we need to purchase materials from the suppliers. So the purchasing materials from the suppliers, this is the process, right? Purchasing materials from the suppliers. That process is here purchasing procedure. So here need recognition. So need means materials need identification. So suppose we have take the example of student benches. So that materials we have wood, iron, paints, and nuts and bolts. These are the major materials for making a benches, right? Benches. So here need recognition means what type of material we need, wood or iron or paints or nuts and bolts, what type of material we need. So need recognition is the first thing. And next thing, selection of the supplier. So we want to collect or arrange materials for our production. So the next step, selection of the supplier. Who is the best supplier? Who is the best vendor to purchase materials from him, to supply the materials from him? So that is the point here, selection of the suitable supplier. So this supplier selection is based upon 5 factors. Already I told you in the previous class, right? Vendor rating is point is there now. So same point is repeated here. Supplier selection means here vendor rating. So vendor rating means here supplier selection. So based upon 5 factors: quality, quantity, price, in-time delivery, and credit facility provided by the suppliers. These are the 5 factors, right? Based upon these 5 factors, we can select the suitable supplier. After selection of the supplier, then we can place the order. We can give the order to the supplier. So this order already we discussed. Based upon few techniques: EOQ, EPQ, ABC analysis, HML analysis, SDE, FSN, SOS analysis. These are the few controlling techniques will helps us to put the order to the suppliers. So these all techniques are comes under here. Placing the order with help of ABC analysis, HML analysis, FSN, SOS analysis, Golf analysis, EOQ analysis, EPQ analysis. These are few analysis for or helping us to give the orders to the suppliers. After placing the order, follow up, follow up, follow up. We should receiving and inspection the materials from the suppliers. So receiving materials from the suppliers and inspection of the materials on based on what quantity we ordered, what quality they send, what quantity we ordered, what quality they send, what time we asked, what time they delivered. So these are the few things comes under this inspection process. After receiving an inspection, then pay the invoices to the supplier and maintain the proper records and maintenance of the suppliers. These are the purchasing procedure. This is the purchasing procedure. Same thing we can see in this slide. Receiving and analyze the purchase requisition. So means here need recognition is here. Receiving, analysis, purchasing requisitions. So material specification, quantity, unit of measures required, delivery date to place. These are the information required in this need recognition. Next, this point is appear here. Select the suppliers and put the order. Put the order means here requesting quotations. So placing the order here, requesting the quotations, determining the right price, issuing the purchasing order. So here order. So before giving order, we need to consider these things: requesting quotation or determine the price. After completion of these two, and then we give purchasing order, then follow up and delivery, receiving, accepting goods, and approving supplier invoice for payment. So in payment invoice. So that is the point here, invoice payment. And this is another point, another slide we have. So first department, requesting from go down or our storeroom. So request come from this department, purchase department. So then purchasing department here, one manager is there. The purchasing manager will do the three performances, three activities. So first, after receiving a requesting or receiving a need from the materials management, inventory management, stores, the purchasing manager will do receiving department and send a copy to the purchase order to the accounts department and put the order to the suppliers. So accounts department means financial department and put the order to the suppliers, and receiving department means here requisition receiving. So send a purchase order, send a copy to the accounts or financial department. After completion of this thing, the material sends, so supplier, after getting order from the purchase department, the supplier will send goods to the godown. After godown, the receiving section or inspection section receive the materials and send goods to the godowns. And then the purchase department will receive the receipt from the inspection department. And then so send the receiving report to the suppliers. So here the supplier will send goods to the godown and supplier will send his invoice to the purchase department. So then finally the purchase department will produce this invoice to the financial department. So a financial department will send money to the suppliers, will pay the payment to the suppliers. So the accounts department will receive, after receiving a receipt from the purchase department. So accounting department or financial department, after completion of receiving a copy and invoice bill from the purchase department, then only the accounts or financial department will pay the payment to the supplier. Payment to the supplier. So this is all about the process. This is all about the process. So these three things, just to please consider this slide. Need recognition of materials. Need means you have material. Material requirement identification. Then select the suitable supplier based upon 5 factors: quality, quantity, price, time, and delivery, credit facility availability. After you select a suitable supplier and give the orders based upon EOQ, EPQ, ABC, HML, FSN. These are the few methods. After placing the order, follow-up action, and after some time, receiving materials from the suppliers, inspect the materials based upon quality, quality checking, quantity checking, time, price checking. After checking and inspection of materials, receiving and checking the materials based upon our orders, and then pay the invoices and maintain proper records and maintaining a good relation with the supplier or vendor, right? This is the purchase process. So this important topics, unit 2 MS, will discuss about 2 things: importance of materials management and the process of materials management, right? Okay, we will meet in the next session with unit 3 in MS, right? Thanks for listening, guys. Stay home, stay safe, be careful with corona. Okay, bye.